For this project, we were asked to go through and answer all the different questions for our retrospective project. So I just kind of wanted to talk through each bullet point so I wouldn't have a lot on the slides. So the very first question is, over the past semester in EDUC 4400, how have I engaged in activities that will go on to inform my teaching practice? So the three projects in themselves are a great way to inform you of your own teaching practice, and I know that they inform me of my own teaching practice, just because the three projects as a whole are asking you to develop things that are going to make you a better teacher, because they have to, even though we were given a lot of freedom, they still have to fall within the guidelines of the course. And the course was about motivation, and so a lot of our projects had a lot to do with what motivates us and what motivates us to be a good teacher, so that kind of thing. So the project's content, so everyone got to choose what they wanted to do. It's like I said, as long as it fell into what the class was asking us all to do and pass. But my three different projects, the very first one I did was emotional disturbances in the classroom. The second one I did was the Essential 55, and how, so this is a book by Ron Clark, and I read the book and then talked about how I could take the Essential 55, and if they apply to PE, how I would have to change or alter some of those rules to fit into the PE setting. And then my third and final project was about my own teaching philosophy, so developing that and how I came to terms with developing and coming up with the ideas of what goes into a teaching philosophy. So all three of those, the content of those, are all moving me closer to informing, my own teaching practices, and those activities and those projects, all of that is helping me. So just the content within those. So the three projects as a whole are just right there to help you inform your own teaching philosophy. The next thing I would like to talk about is the freedom with projects. So with these projects, like I said, you could pick anything you wanted as long as it fell within the guidelines of the class. So just the freedom that we are allowed with this project really just shaped the kind of teacher that I want to be, because I know that in the past, every class I've ever taken has been where you have to do the project and you have to follow the rubric, and if you don't follow the rubric, then you don't get the grade. But I really liked how this class was set up with the freedom to choose as long as you fall within guidelines. So I feel like a lot of classes, you are basing your entire project off of guidelines and making sure that your guidelines, or that your project fits the guidelines, where this class, you make the project and then you are more worried about the guidelines, if that makes sense. And that's something that I really took away from this project, and that I think will really that really shaped my teaching practices and like put the teacher I want to be. And then the last thing that I think really helped inform me of my teaching practices was the feedback groups. So as a teacher, you're going to have to get feedback on everything that you do, just so that you can become a better teacher. So our feedback groups were great because we got to present our project to our group, and then from that point, our group would give us different suggestions and feedback on what would make the project better, which I think was really helpful. And like I said, that just gets me more prepared for taking criticism and applying feedback to my lessons or anything in the teaching profession, so that I can be successful with that.